Welcome to FPB's Meet the Candidates. This Cable 10 series gives us the opportunity to present to you, the viewer, the voter, our local candidates here and their views on the issues that are important to us. This is all leading up to the general election, which is on Tuesday, November 6th. Today's guest is Marti Booth, and she's the Democratic candidate for Magistrate in the 5th District of Franklin County. Welcome, Marti.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely. I thought maybe we'd start out with you telling us a little bit about yourself. I know you're the incumbent, so
Yes.
Tell us how long you've been on fiscal court and why you decided to run again.
Okay. Well, I've been on fiscal court 4 years, my first term. I'm running again because I didn't finish what I started in my first term. I had 5 goals, which I have shortened to 3 now for this one. And public health, public safety, and property values.
Okay.
You know, we read that article in the State Journal about ours being the highest tax bracket around, and it's because of property values. And we need to have good infrastructure for that. And I am concentrating on that part of my job.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to increase the livability of Franklin County. And I think that more people will come here. We do. I am originally from Western Kentucky. I've been here 35 years. I worked for Kentucky State Parks as their advertising manager. I was charged with creating that position.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it very much. And then I started a business of my own when I retired. And I have retired from that now.
Okay.
So I'm full-time magistrate.
Full-time magistrate, okay.
Yes.
Can you tell our viewers what area the 5th District covers?
Yes, it is. I put it on my card that I give out to people because it's so hard to explain. It's
Okay.
like a wedge that starts at the Kentucky River, and and it goes out toward Anderson County and a little bit, no, all Anderson County and a little bit of Shelby County.
Okay.
It's a small district physically sized to the rest of them, but it has a big population, has a lot of subdivisions and creeks. It's the most beautiful part of Franklin County, in my opinion. I don't have any of the downtown area. My district ends at the Kentucky River,
Okay.
almost to Taylor Avenue. If you took a now discontinued road down there, that would be the end of my district. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm hoping you can tell us, because some of our viewers might not know exactly, what are the responsibilities of a magistrate?
I get to ask that all the time.
Do you really?
Yes.
Okay, well, good.
Yes, because magistrate's like a unused or, well, not unused, but it's kind of archaic term in a way.
Uh-huh.
We're the legislative body of the county. You know, counties are the constitutional arm of the state.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to say the buck stops there at the county level. And we are tasked with carrying out responsibilities given to us by the state in the Constitution. We set the budget, we approve the budget, we enact ordinances for living with each other in Franklin County. We oversee the departments, and there are several. We provide a lot of services in Franklin County, and we oversee those services. Also, we we buy property, we sell property that belongs to the county, and we set, of course, the tax rate for property. There are several taxing districts, and we just have one line on that bill.
I see.
Yes, but it is a full-time job, really.
Yeah.
It is, because with the connection between the county government and the people that live in the city and the county, because we take in it all. The county government takes in the city.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
So, in addition to your experience, what characteristics do you think you have that have prepared you to carry out these responsibilities?
Well, Kathy, it's a changing world. And I have changed many times in my life. I have lived through a lot of changes, I should say. That's a better way of putting it. And I understand why the changes were made. Mm-hmm. I have that experience. Also, I feel like I relate to a lot of different types of people because of that. Also, I have a needed viewpoint and valuable experience.
Yeah, well, that's great. What do you see as the biggest issue facing your district right now?
Well, it's public health and public safety.
Yeah.
Rolled into one in the terrible debacle of our sewer plants that are in the county portion. Many years ago, the developers didn't have the, well, they just didn't realize how many people would move into Franklin County.
Yeah.
And that they would want to live close together. And they did not plan well enough. And also, our planning and zoning department has vastly improved over the years. And those problems that are waiting to happen because of the aged structure of our utilities are coming to fore, water and sewer, because our weather's changed. You know, we have so much more rain now, and the drainage systems, they overflow, they eat into people's foundations. We just need a big look at all of that, and we are doing something about it. The county is doing something about it, and we started 4 years ago when I first became magistrate, actually. And it's taken this long to get to the point where we can actually pay for repairs and fix the collection system on the sewer plants and all of these leaky pipes. You know, pipes leak?
Yeah.
We have more creeks in our portion of the county. I think, well, maybe the 6th district because it's so big. Mm-hmm. But we have big creeks and a lot of subsidiary creeks, and they are polluted by the leaky pipes that we have. And of course, we need to deal with that.
Okay. Well, what steps can the fiscal court take, especially right now, to address what has become a health crisis that's been posed by
it's a health
Farmdale
crisis.
sewer problem?
Absolutely. I'm glad you phrased it that way, because it is a health problem.
Uh-huh.
And people are in danger of illness. In fact, the smaller children in many houses in the Coolbrook and Evergreen Estates, which are in my district, they won't go outside, or they're not allowed to go outside because they're afraid that they'll wander into a contaminated area. And then the streams that run through the farms, and we still have a lot of farms in our part of the county. They are polluted, and their livestock will get sick. Mm-hmm. We are fixing that now with what we call the renewed sanitation district. We got, you asked me what we're doing about it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we applied for a loan from the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority, and we got it.
Great.
And then we had some money that had not been spent because there wasn't any action that they approved of for spending it from the EPA.
Oh.
So we have close to $500,000, and actually we need more, but we're fixing a lot of problems that are causing the ill health. I feel sorry for the children that are not allowed to go outside, and then the farmers that have problems with their livestock. We're fixing that, and we're dedicated to fixing it. And I know where the problems are, and that's another reason why I should be reelected.
Okay. Here in our community, we have a big project going on downtown.
Yes.
With the redevelopment of downtown. Have you seen the proposed plan from City Vision?
Yes, I went to the meeting that they unveiled, the master plan.
Is it something you support?
Well, of course, it's wonderful.
Okay.
The land that was the Civic Center is, they have recommended that we use it for rental units. And I support that because we have so many rental properties in Frankfort especially, and Franklin County too, but 54% I've been told.
Okay.
People rent instead of own.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably partly due to people moving in and for state government jobs and not living here, but I think that they will start living here. And the rental units will be a money maker for whoever invests in them, and the property is going to be taxed, which is good for us, and we just have to wait like 8 or 10 years for that to happen. And the downtown part, I love what they're thinking about doing downtown. The public docks and the streetscapes. Just an unfortunate time to plan those sort of things.
Yeah.
So, but I like it, yes.
You made reference to the property taxes, and you had also made reference to, I think, something you read in the paper about this year the fiscal court has already voted to increase tax rates.
Yes.
As have both of our school districts, and the city commission's getting ready to do that as well. The paper pointed out that about Franklin County having the highest tax rate, and that in Scott County our tax rate is triple what theirs is. Why is there such a large disparity between what ours is and what Scott County has?
Toyota's a big part of that. In fact, they did something that I wish with their landfill that I wish we could do with ours, because Toyota funded it. They converted the methane that comes out of the landfill into electricity, and Toyota uses that electricity to make their cars.
Yeah.
And people have moved there because of jobs that are available. That is the main reason that I can see, because the property values have gone up.
Yeah.
That's one of my main thrusts. Our property values need to increase, and that is why I want to concentrate on that area by improving our livability in Franklin County. I know tourism is good. We want that, and our river is probably a good place to start, but it costs money.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, what can we do as a community to generate more revenue so that we can keep the tax increases at a minimum?
Well, first of all, I wanted to tell you that the original increase proposed by our treasurer was 4%, and we couldn't accept that. And I proposed in our work session that we cut that in half so that we could meet the budget because we were going to have a deficit budget. And I want people to understand that. I did.
Oh, sure.
It's my
Yeah.
idea. But I didn't want to increase them at all. What we can do is increase the livability and the communication. Well, not the communication, but the transportation from people to their jobs. You know, we don't spend enough time on that, I think. We have some immigrants in our community, legal, and they need to get to their jobs. There are several people, several families, many families, that have 2 or 3 jobs, and they have to travel from one to the other. Transportation, if we could increase our public transportation, we would enable them to have better paying jobs, pay more in taxes. The bourbon industry has been a real boon to us, and we hope that the inventory tax does not go away, because we think that some more warehouses may be coming our way.
Yeah.
And that would be a big boon to us. But the property values is the main thing for the county to increase. And I think that we are going to have a new PVA. Whoever wins that election, I think, will be good for identifying taxable property. And then people want to improve their property. We'll make it easier for them to do that by our new system of planning and zoning approvals. You know, everybody has to get permits, and we are fast-lining those permits.
Okay.
I don't know. I can tell you more about it if you want to know. That's okay.
I've got some other questions, and we can come back to it if we need to.
Okay.
In the primary, a lot of candidates for all the different offices, as far as magistrates and city commission, they commented on the stagnant population growth, and you've been talking about how we need to bring people. And they kept saying that Frankfort needs a positive change in order to spur growth. Do you think people in our community fear growth, or is that something that we can make happen if there is some kind of change in Frankfort? What would you think that change looks like?
Well, I am not a naysayer about the population. I think we've overreacted to that.
Okay.
I think that people will come in to work for state government and stay here. We have a lot of people that just don't live here, and that hurts us. And then, of course, we have state government, which takes up a lot of property in the city especially, and in the county too, because like the National Guard and the airport is in my district.
I see.
And that's a lot of acres.
Yeah.
So that happens. And it's hard for, I think, a state capital to increase in business. I know that our present executive director is of the economic development branch of our department direction. I forget the KCDC. Yes, it's doing an excellent job. But so the economy is changing. You know, people are not shopping like they used to, and the way to get to places to shop needs to be improved. And then I don't think that the population growth is that dire. That figure, that 0.4%, was taken from a 2016 study. And I bet if you took it today, there would be an increase, a bigger increase. I am positive about it. I think it's going to happen. And I don't think that the government is the main thrust of that, although it's important. We want to improve the livability of Franklin County in the ways of living next to each other in health, high standard utilities, fix our drainage problems, realize that we are in a river community and that we have those problems as well as advantages because of flooding and other things. We just didn't pay enough attention to the geography of our land when we were developing it, and we have to spend money to fix all that.
Sure, sure.
Thank goodness some people stopped the development around the airport. We now communicate with each other. The airport and the National Guard and the city and county governments didn't used to. Had no idea what they were planning or doing.
Wow.
And then the Berry Hill Villas, poor people that have planes flying 200 feet over there. It was going to be on the other side, but we stopped it because of land planning. People are paying more attention to that.
Yeah.
And we have a beautiful, beautiful place to live in Franklin County, so I feel that we will have a population increase, and if it's only 2 or 3%, that is a lot. We have 50,000 people that live in Franklin County.
Yeah, yeah.
And 1% of that's 5,000, what? 5,000? 10% is 5,000.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about the plant board for just a second.
Okay.
Well, I know that it would take a change in legislation, but do you think the county judge and the fiscal court should be able to nominate and appoint some members to the Frankfurt Plant Board?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay.
That is one of the reasons I should be reelected. Is because I know that the Frankfurt Plant Board reaches out into the county, not only our county, but other counties, and provides services. And we need to have representation on that board. I know that they went a long way this year to and appointed somebody that actually lives outside the city limits.
Yeah.
I think we need more.
Okay. Do you think that's something that the fiscal court would be ready to pursue?
Well, you know, the FPB is a strange animal. It's got a KRS attached to it.
It does. It would take a legislative change.
Yeah, so we're not quite sure how we fit into that.
How to do that.
So,
Okay.
but definitely it is a goal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, our local economic development group, you mentioned KCDC, they tell us that the availability of skilled labor is a major obstacle for them in recruiting jobs to our community. Is there anything our local government can be doing to help grow our workforce, both in size and skill?
The schools are already doing that. They have arms in their, I know Franklin County and Western Hills, especially Franklin County High School has what, and our governor talks about apprenticeships, but the trade school stigma is no longer apropos, and they are training people at the high school level, students I should say, and they are anxious to participate, eager to participate.
Yeah.
I think we're doing that already, and I do not think that, I think that is a, I know the chamber has taken on educating our workforce too this year. That's their thrust.
Yeah, they have.
So I feel like we are doing something
Okay.
already.
Okay. Another thing that businesses tell us is that once they do find skilled workers, oftentimes they can't hire them because they can't pass a drug test.
Yes. Yeah.
As far as anything local government can do to help with that, are there programs that the fiscal court and the city commission can work with?
Well, there is an opioid task force being formed by concerned citizens now.
Okay.
They approached the fiscal court to get their blessing, which of course we gave them, but the governor has suggested that drug tests not be mandatory in his plan for increasing workforce, I guess. I'm not quite sure what it's attached to.
Okay.
And I think we should do that. I think that some drugs are worse than others, and that we should excuse some of them, or at least one that I have in mind. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think we're wrapping up now. If you want to take the opportunity to look into that camera and talk directly to our voters and tell them why you are the best candidate for this seat and why they should vote for you.
I will. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Sure.
I'm running for re-election, as I said, because I have not finished what I wanted to accomplish for the livability of Franklin County. My three main concerns are public health, public safety, and property value. I have a needed viewpoint because of my changes that I have lived through. I know that we can do this. We need a positive attitude, and I have that. Also, I have valuable experience. When I became a magistrate, I had no idea how complicated and how vital government is to our way of life. County government, city government, and state government, especially in Frankfort. So I proffer this to you. I offer it to you. Please vote for me for 5th District Magistrate on November 6th. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming by. I know our viewers really appreciate hearing directly from our candidates, so we appreciate that. And I want to remind voters, again, this is Marti Booth. She's running for, she's the Democratic candidate for magistrate in the 5th District. I will remind voters to get out and vote on Tuesday, November 6th. And when you're done voting, go home and tune in to Channel 10 and check out our live election coverage coming directly from the county clerk's office. It's election season, so that means it's time to get informed. And then go voice your choice. This is Meet the Candidates, and we'll see you next time.